Welcome to
Theories
of the third kind.
Welcome to Theories of the Third Kind. My name is Aaron. The other host joining me is Danielson.
Hello.
Now, before we start today's episode, we do have a quick announcement to make.
If you would like to support the show, you can do so by joining our premium subscription service, Supercast. For just $6.66 a month, you can enjoy weekly premium audio episodes that are all ad-free.
Also, you can get access to our video episodes for only $9.99 a month. It gets you access to video and audio episodes, and it's like over 235, 236, 237, somewhere around there. Over 200 episodes that are all ad-free that you won't find anywhere else except there. And to get access to it, just go to our website, theoriesofthethirdkind.com. Click on the little Supercast button, and it'll take you there. Or if you are listening on Spotify, you should be able to click right down below. Or if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, you can click the little link we have pinned down below, and it'll take you there. It's easy sign up, but no pressure.
We know things are tough out there right now, so if you can't afford a premium membership, but you still want to help us out, you can do so by leaving us a written review on iTunes or Spotify.
That helps us out a lot.
However, don't feel pressured. If you don't want to, you don't have to. We just want you guys, girls, aliens, reptilians, Bigfoot, Sasquatches, Chupacabras, ghosts, Illuminati members, underground lizard people, whoever or whatever you are to enjoy the show. Also, remember, this episode is entirely human-made. No AI was used or harmed in the process.
That's right. Well, that is a world record, ladies and gentlemen. We got through the entire intro without messing up. It only took us 247 episodes, actually more because of the Patreon and Supercast and Premium.
I mean, technically, I kind of did mess up on my part, but you helped.
Okay. So 247 plus what? 236.
Over 500?
Over 500 episodes. We're just slaves to the news system. Which, speaking of that, today's episode is Strange News 10. It's the 10th installment in our Strange News episodes.
We've done 10 already?
10, yep. 10 over the past 5 years. And we have a lot of odd articles that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about monkeys escaping a laboratory. We're going to talk about a mysterious winged and horned creature that was caught on camera. We're also going to discuss a mystery machine that appeared at a museum in Maryland. And then we're going to talk about a strange creature that's able to reverse its age. The next article is going to be called Just Want to Be Closer, Roomie. And
Very close.
Then the last article that we're going to talk about is about a Walmart employee and an oven. Kind of grotesque.
Very grotesque.
But with that being said, that's what we are going to cover on today's Strange News episode. This episode is sponsored by
Hims.
Nobody wants to lose their hair, especially men and women. I'd say pretty much anybody.
Anybody.
You don't want to go bald. If you do, it's okay. It's actually very common. But guess what? We have a solution.
Hims.
With Hims, the solution is simple. You can try Hims hair loss solutions, and you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of subscribers who got their flowy locks back. The big old head of bush hair just flowing out their head, going down their neck, tickling the back of the neck, and they're like, oh, is that a ghost? Is that Zach Baggins? No, that's my mullet. Oh, it feels good.
The only thing worse than losing your hair is waiting forever for it to grow back. That's why you need Hims. You can start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months.
That's so fast. And you know what? With Hims, the process is simple and 100% online. So there's no uncomfortable doctor visits of him being like,
What are you here for? You need me to check your testicles?
you're like, no, doctor, I'm losing my hair. and I'm trying to get me some fucking hair back.
Drop your pants, bend over the table.
I'm just here to talk about hair. Well, guess what? You won't have to worry about that with Hims because it's all online.
Now take a deep breath and cough.
All you got to do is answer a few questions online, and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/theories.
That's HIMS.com/theories for your personalized hair loss treatment options.
hims.com/theories.
Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
And to start it off, we just have to figure out who goes first.
And I bet your dice is downstairs.
My dice is downstairs. How do we determine it? I got a little bit of a chest cold.
I'm still not fully healed
I
from
got the
mine.
trend cough.
All right. 20-sided dice.
Yeah, 20-sided dice.
All right.
Odds.
You want odds?
And it is odds. I'll go first.
There it is.
All right. So the first article that I'm going to talk about today is about monkeys that have recently escaped a lab. And it goes way deeper and it goes way back.
I remember the first time I saw it, I sent it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think got 3 or 4 messages off of Discord and TikTok, people pretty much sending it to me. And I'm just like,
Yeah, a lot of that stuff was just basic, like, hey, monkeys escaped.
Oh, yeah,
it
there they go.
doesn't dive into the reason why and the history of the facility, which we're going to get into.
ooh,
Yeah. All right. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, 50 miles northeast of Savannah, Georgia, is Yemassee, South Carolina. And in this town, there is a research facility called Alpha Genesis Primate Research Center. And if you go to their website, they state that Alpha Genesis Research Center provides the highest quality non-human primate products and bioresearch services worldwide, with a client base that extends across North America, Europe, and Asia. We are dedicated to providing only the best and most cost-efficient primate research and development support to the scientific community. So basically, it's a giant-ass lab that keeps an assload of monkeys in it, and they occasionally test stuff on them, or they sell the monkeys to labs or other people around the world. And they breed them as well.
I thought they stopped doing that.
There's loopholes. Just like how you're not supposed to torture people, but it's now called enhanced interrogation techniques. Not torture.
Not torture.
All right. So before we talk about what recently happened at the Alpha Genesis facility, let's talk about what has occurred over the past 10 years at this facility. So in 2014, 26 primates escaped from the facility. In 2016, 19 primates escaped from the facility. Then, in 2018, dozen of primates escaped again. Following that, an investigation took place, and it was discovered that some of the monkeys were left without water and that they were being housed in a way that was not good for them, like they were being harmed. Now, after the investigation, Alpha Genesis was fined $12,600. That's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you would think that they would get better procedures in place to stop these monkeys from escaping, since every 2 years these motherfuckers would be getting out.
That's what it was looking like.
Yeah, but apparently they haven't. So last week, on November 6th, an employee at the Alpha Genesis facility did not fully shut an enclosure, and 46 female rhesus macaque monkeys escaped. So
46.
46 of them just escaped. Now, Alpha Genesis contacted the local police and was like, hey, we need your help finding these monkeys and retrieving them. The police chief then went in front of the news and made like an announcement. He stated, 43 monkeys escaped from a local compound used for medical research, but there is almost no danger to the public. Almost no danger. It's his exact words. They are not infected with any disease whatsoever. They are harmless and a little skittish. Alpha Genesis employees currently have eyes on the primates and are working to entice them with food. The handlers know them well and usually can get them back with fruit or a little treat, but rounding up these little escapees is taking some serious work. Alpha Genesis is taking the lead. They are setting up traps and using thermal imaging cameras to recapture the monkeys on the run. There is almost no danger to the public. I like how he says, almost no danger. But people living nearby need to shut their windows and doors so the monkeys can't find a place to hide. And if you see any primates, call 911 so company officials and the police can capture them. And that was the announcement from the police chief. And over the weekend, they actively started capturing them. And as of this past Tuesday, 32 of the monkeys were captured, but 11 of them are still on the loose.
So there's 46 that got out, but they're reporting 43.
Actually, there was 43. So multiple news articles stated 46, multiple stated 43. The police chief stated that they captured 32 and 11 were still on the run. So I'm guessing it's 43, and other news articles got the number initially wrong.
Well, I hope it's the news and not the...
They miscounted. They're like, fuck, we don't know which number.
Oh, shit, we lost an additional 3. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
So that's the update on the escaped monkeys. However, I started to dig a little deeper into the company. What I discovered is that as of May 2024, Alpha Genesis houses 6,701 primates at its site in Yemisi, as well as 3,300 at its quote-unquote Monkey Island, which is more properly known as Morgan Island, which is located there. In 2023, Alpha Genesis used 449 primates in research, including painful experimentation, and they produce 500 animals per year for government use, where they are shipped to taxpayer-funded labs. Since 2008, Alpha Genesis has received over $110 million in taxpayer funding through contracts or subcontracts with the USDA, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the Department of Defense, Department of Health and Human Services, and even the Small Business Administration. And this year alone, Alpha Genesis has received $19 million from the NIH to breed, confine, and experiment on primates at its sites in South Carolina.
Damn.
And when looking deeper into their history, I did discover that Alpha Genesis has a long history of monkeys escaping, including 6 separate documented incidences of animals opening or escaping their enclosures between January and August of 2022. 6 different incidences during that time span.
They're opening their own enclosures?
Yep. During these escapes, one animal died from trauma caused by other resident monkeys, and several others required vet care. And I talked earlier about how multiple monkeys escaped between 2014, 16, and 18. Another thing I forgot to mention was that in 2018, Alpha Genesis was fined for 6 more violations, including another escape. One infant monkey died after being entangled in material used to secure its water bottle. And in 2 unrelated incidences in July of 2022, 2 animals got their fingers entrapped in structures inside their enclosures and were later found dead. So they were climbing, got stuck, couldn't get down, and died.
Oh.
Yep. Under Alpha Genesis care, monkeys have been frozen to death, died of dehydration, or killed by other primates. In September of 2022, federal inspectors cited Alpha Genesis for critical violations of the Animal Welfare Act related to inadequate oversight substandard housing, and primate escapes resulting in injuries or death. Yeah, so needless to say, this facility is getting an ass load of money from taxpayers and have very, very limited oversight into how they run the facility, which is causing neglect to not only the animals living there that are being researched upon, but also potentially causing harm to the surrounding individuals that are living there in that town. So there you go. That's an update on the primates. It goes way deeper than just some monkeys escaping. There's a huge problem there.
There's over 6,000 there.
This is the start of Planet of the Apes.
And I'm guessing there's all different types of primates, right? Say
his name. Daniel.
Aaron.
Yeah, different types.
Yeah, all I saw was just that 43 monkeys had escaped or whatever, or 46, however many.
They have a good PR team that covers it up because I had to dig for that information.
That's insane.
Yep. So that right there is our first strange news article. So if you see any monkeys in South Carolina, spank them. All right, Dan. So tell us about your strange news article.
All right. So my first strange news article is about a jellyfish, aka the warty comb jellyfish.
Warty comb?
That's what it looks like. It sounds like. So that's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
Now, this fascinating, weird little jellyfish can regenerate part of its body, reproduce from a larval stage, and even fuse its body with other of the same jellyfish in order to survive when injured.
Damn.
And this article that I found on it stated that the jellyfish doesn't have a visible butthole. For some reason, they had to put that in bold lettering to let us know that this jellyfish doesn't have a butthole.
I didn't even know jellyfish had buttholes.
I didn't think they did, but supposedly when they have to pass waste,
Take a shit?
a hole just randomly forms and bloop.
What?
Yeah, a random hole just appears and bloop.
You have a video of that?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
YouTube. I don't know if YouTube would let us show that.
No, probably not. But yeah, in the recent study on this jellyfish, it can revert back from being an adult to its biologically juvenile state after it heals from a traumatic injury or bout of starvation. This wouldn't be the first creature, though, that can do this, which I didn't know. But there's another jellyfish, the immortal jellyfish, which is like the goobly glob or whatever jellyfish.
What?
It's another type of jellyfish.
Goobly gob. What are we going to name this? Let's name it the goobly gob.
They have some weird names for this shit. Now, I'm not going to try to pronounce
Like,
the
this
scientific
is the
name.
only animal that they didn't really give a scientific name for that is super complicated.
Oh, there's scientific names for it.
Oh.
I'm not going to say them, though, because it doesn't make any sense to me.
I wish I could give an animal a scientific name. I'd give it the goobly gob or something simple.
Yeah. But yeah, this other jellyfish, they're able to manipulate their age to the point that theirs is like a cycle. Once they hit like maturity, their life cycle kind of restarts and it goes back to them. Like they pretty much revert their age and start over again.
Goddamn Benjamin Button jellyfish.
Yeah. But the warty comb jellyfish, this weird one, it only happens when something happens to it, an injury or survival. Pretty much its survival instinct is to revert its age back to being a baby, which is very interesting.
We can't kill them? They're going to invade and take over?
Technically, you can kill them, but then again, what they did was they have a bunch of these jellyfish in this facility that they were observing, and they did an experiment to where they starved them for like weeks.
Oh.
Well, no, they starved them for like 15 days, and then they would feed them once every week. And it was like a very lean meal, so it wasn't a lot, but it was enough just to get them by.
I'll DoorDash them some McDonald's or something.
Yeah, and like after several weeks, one of the scientists went into the like facility and looked at one of the tanks. He's just like, "Where the hell's the jellyfish? It was an adult jellyfish. Where is it?" Then at like the very bottom corner, they see a little baby jellyfish. This adult one, since it didn't have enough food for nutrients and all that to survive, it pretty much reverted itself, pretty much made itself younger to where it was back to being like a larval stage. So it didn't need a lot of nutrients and stuff to survive.
Whoa.
And it's just like, they're like, wow, okay. Well, shit. We need to test this further because we didn't know that that's how that had worked for them. So I think it was out of 15 of 65 of them that did that. So they're just like, well.
It's not a coincidence. They're purposely doing this.
And they're just like, well, those 15, we're going to make it even harder for them. They waited, I guess, 15 of them that were adults. They went in there and they surgically removed these lobes that they have when they form when they're an adult. They removed them. And of course, they did the whole starvation thing again. And they found out that 7 of these jellyfish actually reverted back quicker, like within a couple days.
Mm.
So that it was able to heal itself and not starve to death. So they're just like, holy shit, like this is insane that this jellyfish, unlike the other one that just has a cycle of life, that it just gets old, goes back to being young, gets old. This one actually does it when its survival instincts needs to kick in. So they're just like, this is something that we need to like study.
And research, yeah.
Granted, they're just like, wonder if there's other animals in like the animal kingdom that could do this other than jellyfish. Because I mean, you think about certain like lizards, they can regrow their tails, stuff like that. These jellyfish, though, they pretty much can heal themselves completely by going back to being young and then going back through the process of growing everything to heal itself.
Fuck, man. Can you imagine that one day being able to be like, yeah, revert me back to when I was like 5 years old?
Before I caught this, whatever.
Polio, or the Spanish flu.
This chlamydia.
I was thinking Spanish flu because I was thinking like Edward Cullen, he caught the Spanish flu and that's why he turned into the vampire.
Is that what happened to him?
Bite me, daddy. Yeah.
That's right, because the other vampire was a doctor guy.
Doctor, he said, oh, bite me, daddy.
I could save you. Let me suck on your neck.
Did you say nut?
I said nut.
Let me suck on your nut, Edward. That's what he said to him.
But
and it worked.
I mean, it did work. But yeah, studying this jellyfish, they say that it could open up the world to many possibilities. And in fact, in some research, they actually suggest that this jellyfish might be the first animal to exist on Earth.
Ooh.
That's pretty much 700 million years ago. This was the first animal, this jellyfish.
So we all came from it? From its butthole that opened up?
I mean, if we evolved from, yeah. But they think this whole healing and reverting its age process is a primordial ability. Pretty much, since they're from the beginning, they have this ability. We don't. Or any other animal doesn't.
Well, that's very interesting. And
kind of scary if you think about it.
Yeah, imagine that being weaponized. All of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like 2 years old sucking on a titty. Wouldn't be the first time it happened to me.
Not too scary then. But no, you think about it like immortality, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You start to get old, suck on a jellyfish.
Yeah, Shao Kahn's going to be looking for you.
Or not just that, these jellyfish can combine with other jellyfish to heal itself. Pretty much, it's almost like getting a transplant from another person.
It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z a little bit. Didn't Majin Buu, wasn't he able to...
He absorbed them, but not like completely absorbed them.
Whenever he went to like kid form, fat form,
so
was he able to do that instantaneously?
No.
Oh.
So when he absorbed someone, it took a little process to pretty much integrate those people into him. Kid Buu was the pure evil with nobody inside of him.
Okay.
Piccolo, though. Piccolo and Kami.
They can regenerate.
They merged into one being in Nail on Planet Namek.
But they can regenerate, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He goes hard in the paint.
But you find out that Nameks are actually demons in the new Dragon Ball anime.
Damn.
Yeah, they're from the demon world. All demons have the pointy ears.
The more you know. All right. Well, thank you for your strange news article, Dan.
You're welcome.
All right. So the next strange news article that we're going to talk about is a mysterious creature that was captured on camera. So on October 1st, which was a little over a month ago, a mysterious winged and horned creature was caught on a trail camera at the Bristol Zoo woodland area in England. Now, even though the zoo captured this image on the 1st of October, they decided to not say anything and just kept it internal. And they passed it around and they're like, hey, do you know what the fuck this is? Like, oh, I don't know what this is.
You seen what this is? You think this is real? I don't know.
Yeah. However, on October 24th, the zoo ended up making an announcement on their website. The announcement stated, our UK conservation team made the discovery when looking through night vision images from camera traps set up in the award-winning habitat where bears and wolves live alongside wolverines and others. After reviewing the images, this creature appears to have 4 legs and is nothing like we have spotted before. And they ended up posting the pretty much screenshot of the trail camera, which there you go. We'll post that up for everyone to take a look at. And it was taken at 4:05 a.m., 57 degrees, and it looks like a cow with wings. Does it not?
I mean, it looks like it has wings, but
It could just be like a blur or like something on the camera.
oh, it's, in my honest opinion, that's the blur of the ears. Well, the thing, it was like it had its head up, and then right when it took the picture, it like bent down, so it took a blur and it left the after image. But
You are not the only one to say that, because zoo officials ended up making a Facebook post, and of course they added this mysterious image on their Facebook post saying, hey, we need help figuring out what the fuck this creature is. Many people commented on the Facebook post and started to say, hey, it looks like a certain type of deer, the muntjac deer. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but it's pretty much a small deer with horns.
I think my dad has a
Like a dick. The dick deers do exist. Here's a picture of that.
I think my dad has a I think my dad has one of these on the wall.
Sure it's not a jackalope, like a rabbit with horns. I'm seeing stars, almost passed out from that cough.
I feel you. No, like with the little curved pointy antlers,
Oh, dude, that's so weird seeing the little
the squigglies.
squigglies. They're everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I haven't done it today. Well, earlier this morning I coughed a lot, but it wasn't as bad as those past 2 ones. You see the squigglies and then everything because you're coughing, not breathing, get lightheaded, and you're just
almost passed out on live YouTube.
Aaron.
So what do you think of that muntjac deer, that dick deer? Small deer with horns. It looks like it, doesn't it?
It really does, and like I said, it looks like an after image, almost a blur, right when the picture was taken. But
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it though, it looks pretty clear, like it's on its back.
Mm-hmm. So zoo officials did respond to that claim of it being that specific deer, and they stated it's not. It's not that type of deer. Now, there were some other individuals who claimed that the creature in the photo, that its wings and horn are likely the result of the camera's exposure capturing the animal's ears multiple times as it moved. So just like you said, it moved and it took a picture, and what looks like is its wings and horn is just, leftovers from its ears.
I don't know how night vision cameras really work, but I know with the normal camera, if you set the exposure, if you have it to where the lenses are open longer, it brings in more light,
Mhm.
but things have to be like really still. If not, there will be blur.
Yeah.
I'm an amateur photographer. I don't know exactly a lot. I just know a little bit. So if I'm wrong, let me know on that one.
Comment down below and say, Dan, you're a dumbass.
You can just say that anyways.
No, don't say that. We love Dan. All right. So besides those two theories of it being a deer or camera exposure,
Skinwalker.
the other main prominent one is that this entire thing is just a publicity stunt. A lot of others commented on the Facebook post and were stating that. They claim that it's all just a publicity stunt. And that's when the zoo decided to make another announcement. And they acknowledged that, hey, the sighting came conveniently close to Halloween. They said, and I quote, "The sighting of this mythical-like creature is a mystery to us here at the Bristol Zoo Project and has been a great inspiration for the Halloween trail this year. Scotland has the Loch Ness Monster, and Cornwall has the Beast of Bodmin Moor. Have we perhaps a similar mythical creature here in Bristol, perhaps? Question mark. End quote. That doesn't really help with their claim stating that it wasn't a publicity stunt, because that right there is pretty much them saying
they're using it as a publicity stunt now.
Yeah, and they waited 23 days to post about it.
What was that? I think it was in Texas. That werewolf looking thing along the fence. When was that?
That was a while back.
I mean, that was like last year, wasn't it?
That was around October time frame.
That's what I was thinking.
All these zoos or animal habitations doing fake cryptids to get people to support them. Kind of scummy, if you ask me.
It is, but then again, I mean, what else are they going to do?
Yeah, true. But that right there is my second strange news article. I hope you enjoyed it. We're now going to move on to Dan's.
Oh, just want to be closer, Roomy.
Oh, God. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. So Thanksgiving is this month.
That's right.
And you know what Thanksgiving's all about?
Being thankful for what you have.
Exactly. It's about gratitude. And you know what I'm grateful for?
What's that?
You.
Oh.
You know what else I'm thankful for?
What?
My fucking therapist. If it wasn't for my therapist, I probably would have been body slammed off the top rope at Hell in the Cell 1996, Mankind vs. The Undertaker. But besides that, he keeps me grounded. And for that, I thank him. Now, along with the person I just shouted out, there's another person that we don't get to thank enough.
And who's that?
That's ourselves.
Oh, it's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we are trying our best to make sense of everything. And in this crazy world, that is not easy.
So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. Treat yourself.
So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge.
Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/theories today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/theories.
This episode is sponsored by Shopify.
I remember all those late nights you'd send me a text, Dan, is the website up?
Oh yeah, that was back in the day. Back in the day when I built our website on scraps, I wrote the code myself out of the sweat, blood, and tears of my fingers. And I wrote it wrong. And every time I tried to update the podcast, the website would crash. So I'd have to text you and be like, Dan, check the website. Is it up? And you'd be like,
no, it crashed again.
And I'd be like, damn, how do we fix it? And you said,
I have no clue.
and you eventually said,
we need to switch to Shopify.
I said, you know what? I don't think it would work on Shopify. And you said it would. Let's give it a try. And guess what?
It did.
It did. Our website is entirely run on Shopify right now. So you can go there, theoriesofthethirdkind.com. That's entirely Shopify.
All Shopify. The merch, the blogs for the episodes, everything. Shopify.
And it was super easy to set up. It's pretty much a drag and drop put together. Anyone can do it. And does it ever crash now?
It does not.
It is a great website.
It works smooth and it's easy to update.
Yep.
Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify.
Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/theories, all lowercase.
Go to shopify.com/theories to upgrade your selling today.
Shopify.com/theories. This episode is sponsored by Rocket Money.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bill so you can grow your savings.
So when you used Rocket Money, Dan, did it find any subscriptions that you forgot about? Or any you paid for twice and didn't realize it?
It did, actually.
And what are those?
It did find a couple subscriptions that I totally forgot about that I was signed up to.
You're nasty. Did it cancel those subscriptions for you?
It canceled those out and helped me save some money.
I like that. And guess what, Dan? You're not alone. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Hell yeah, it is.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/theories.
That's rocketmoney.com/theories. rocketmoney.com/theories. This episode is sponsored by
Hims.
Nobody wants to lose their hair, especially men and women. I'd say pretty much anybody.
Anybody.
You don't want to go bald. If you do, it's okay. It's actually very common. But guess what? We have a solution.
Hims.
With Hims, the solution is simple. You can try Hims hair loss solutions, and you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of subscribers who got their flowy locks back. The big old head of bush hair just flowing out their head, going down their neck, tickling the back of the neck, and they're like, oh, is that a ghost? Is that Zach Baggins? No, that's my mullet. Oh, it feels good.
The only thing worse than losing your hair is waiting forever for it to grow back. That's why you need Hims. You can start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months.
That's so fast. And you know what? With Hims, the process is simple and 100% online. So there's no uncomfortable doctor visits of him being like,
What are you here for? You need me to check your testicles?
you're like, no, doctor, I'm losing my hair and I'm trying to get me some fucking hair back.
Drop your pants, bend over the table.
I'm just here to talk about hair. Well, guess what? You won't have to worry about that with Hims because it's all online.
Now take a deep breath and cough.
All you got to do is answer a few questions online and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/theories.
That's HIMS.com/theories for your personalized hair loss treatment options.
hims.com/theories.
Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. I found this one to be kind of hilarious, but scary at the same time. So I'm going to use you as an example, Aaron. I'm going to put you, kind of like send you back in a Montauk travel. You ready?
Okay.
I want you to imagine that you live in an apartment with a roommate that you've been living with for 2 years, but
Never done that before, but okay, I'll pretend.
But you don't really know much about this guy. You pretty
I
much
would not live in a place with somebody I knew did not know much about.
happenstance happened to where you needed a place to stay.
Can't do it. Sorry, go ahead.
But you end up living with this person for 2 years. You don't really know much about them. You just know that they're your roommate and like y'all communicate here and there.
Is it another dude?
Another dude. Now, you each have your own room to sleep in. And just think, one night around 3 a.m., you're laying there in bed, trying to go to sleep, staring at the ceiling.
Realistic.
Realistic.
Yep. This is realistic because it would be, or that would happen to me every night.
At 3 a.m. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You hear something underneath your bed. You know, you're thinking, you're just like, bed probably moved, or, you moved around on the bed and you hear a little something.
Well, I know nothing's underneath there because every time I go to lay down under or on my bed, I look underneath my bed to make sure there's no robbers.
Oh.
Never mind. I didn't this time.
You didn't this time.
Okay.
So you're just thinking.
I hear something. I'm like, oh, what is that?
And then you're just like, I'm tired. I don't really care. Whatever. So you're start to fall asleep. Then you hear a little rustling under there again. And now you're thinking, shit, is that a mouse or a rat? Or, here in Texas, what, scorpion or snakes or something?
Snakes, yeah.
So you're just like, do I check underneath the bed?
Yeah.
So you grab your phone, you turn the little flashlight on, get out of bed, you lean down and you shine the light underneath the bed. And you're fucking terrified.
From what?
Because you didn't find a rat, mouse, snake, or scorpion. You find your fucking roommate. And he's under there.
I'd grab him by the feet, pull him out, and beat the shit out of him.
You're staring at him, and your roommate's just starts crying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you finally just like realize, like, I need to get the hell out of here. This is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you haul ass out of there.
Yeah.
Now, you pretty much end up at like a 24/7 like Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and your phone's now being blown up by this roommate's like, we need to talk. Can we talk? I'm sorry. All that. Well, this news article is exactly that. Some guy posted on Reddit, on the subreddit that one of the ones I like to go to. It's AITA. Do you know that one?
What is it?
AITA.
Am I thinking right? Am I overreacting?
Am I the asshole?
Oh.
Yeah, he
That
posted.
makes sense. I
He
thought you
posted.
said R at the end for some reason. I'm retarded.
I mean, it's AITAH, so asshole. But it's one of the subreddits I like to read because they have these really crazy like things that happen, and they're just like, "Am I the asshole for reacting this way?" And people will put asshole, not asshole.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to read.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where he posted it 15 days ago, and the New York Post actually found this one.
Oh, God.
And they wrote about it. Now, I'm actually going to read the Reddit post
Okay.
because he puts it into perspective more. So it starts off with the Reddit user Slumbering3. That's his username, his tag or whatever. And it's titled AITA for being angry that my roommate was sleeping under my bed for months without telling me.
Months?
Months.
Oh, my God.
I, 24 male, have lived with my roommate, Carl, 24 male, for 2 years. A few months into rooming with him, he told me he was a pansexual. I said,
Hold on. What's a pansexual? They like pans?
no.
Just first guess that come. First thing that came to my mind. I don't fucking know, man.
I
I'm
think-
not up with the lingo
I
of the
think
modern
it's not,
day.
they're not attracted by like looks.
Pansexual. Pansexual is a sexual orientation that describes people who are romantically, emotionally, or sexually attracted to people of any gender. So they just like both males, females. They're fucking gender fluid.
Yeah, they don't care about gender.
They're bi. Pretty much. I mean, like if you're bi, you like
They're-
yours and theirs.
They're more on the, I guess, the personality side of it. They're like, I don't care if you're male or female. It's more so of, I like your personality. We match. Okay.
Did you see their flag? Their flag is pink, yellow, and blue. Don't look it up. The pink represents people who are attracted to women. The blue represents people who are attracted to men. What does the yellow represent?
Asians?
No.
Oh.
I knew you were going to say. It's people who are, it represents non-binary attraction.
Oh.
God. All right.
I
Anyway.
didn't know that.
No disrespect to the LGBTQ company or not company. Well, I guess it could be a company. Be whatever you want it to be. LGBTQ group, community. No disrespect. I'm just not very knowledgeable on it. And I don't mean disrespect. And I like to learn. So if you're pansexual, cool. You know what? I'm all for it. You do whatever you want.
And I mean, that's what this guy said. He's like, okay, cool. I'm not interested in, that personal information, nor am I judgmental. So I just said, all right.
Yeah, cool. You got a roommate that's pansexual.
Yeah. So a few times over the last year, he asked me if I had ever considered experimenting with other men. I said, nope. Also, I said I didn't feel comfortable with him asking me such a personal question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we are close friends. We are only roommates by happenstance, basically. Anyway, every time I said this, he basically said, we'll see. And I was like, what?
We'll see.
We'll see.
You know,
Anyway.
in the 60s, I mean, the 90s, I'd made lots of love to women, specifically out in the rain and in the mud. And during that time period, and during those moments of love was being made, a man could have slipped in. I would have never known. So, yeah. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Well, all right. So this guy, the Reddit user Slumbering3 goes on to say, anyways, last night I had a horrifying experience. I heard a noise under my bed. It was movement. At first I thought I was imagining things, but then I heard it again. I thought, oh God, is it a mouse or a rat or some shit? I don't know. This was like at 3 a.m. So I got out of bed and looked under with my phone flashlight. Now this here was the most startling moment of my life. I guess I am lucky because I have never before this moment felt true terror and fear as a physical sensation, but I was completely jolted. There under my bed was my roommate staring wide-eyed at me, and he screeched when I looked under the bed. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I then just started hearing, sorry, 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 sorry. My roommate crawled out from under the bed crying, apologizing over and over. I was so creeped out and afraid that I ran out of the apartment in my pajamas. There was a Dunkin' Donut that was open 24/7 a few blocks away, so I just sat in there with a decaf and a breakfast sandwich with my heart thundering away. My roommate kept texting me asking me to talk. I ignored it. In the text, he found a way to horrify me even further. He confessed he had been sleeping under my bed a few nights a week for 3 or 4 months, and that he was doing it to get closer to me and physically saturate each other. The fuck? That's what he said. The fuck? I waited for him to go to work and I ran into the apartment, got my essentials, and left. I'm currently crashing with a buddy. Our lease is up in 1 month. My intention is to simply to not renew. This dude is blowing up my phone, and I'm getting texts from other people, some friends of mine, and some bozos who are friends with him. He's going around telling people I shamed him and that I am rejecting his apologies.
Well, dude, you better be glad that's all you're ignoring them. I would have
started swinging.
Catch an ass whooping. I reckon somebody get their ass whooped for that.
Now, he goes on to say, some people are claiming I am overreacting and invalidating his feelings.
I don't give a flying fuck.
Most people agree he was improper, but think I should work it out with him and give him a second chance because he's sensitive.
Fuck that.
I feel like I am losing my mind and I am seriously 20% convinced I am experiencing a long lucid dream of some sort and wondering if I'm going to wake up or I am in a coma or something because this shit is so insane to me. Like, not really, but maybe really. I mean, like, what the fuck? And then he's asked, so am I the asshole or is everyone around me just a fucking nut?
Sounds like everyone around him's a nut.
Yeah, everyone's just like, dude, that guy's not mentally well if he's hiding underneath your bed a few nights a week.
Especially for it to have been happening the past 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, and he's doing it to saturate physically with you, to get closer.
No, dude. If I caught you doing that,
you'd like it,
No, I figure you might get an ass whooping. That'd be the only time. Listen, that's one of the things I'm horrified of. I have my personal space at my house. And when I have my personal space invaded and I can't sleep, no.
Yeah, I don't like
I got to have my own personal space and I got to feel comfortable and good and I can go to sleep. If I found out somebody's been fucking creeping up on me,
for months, dude, I honestly probably would have started throwing fists. Even when he was underneath the bed, before he even crawled out, I would have just started swinging underneath the bed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you just looked under there and all of a sudden you just see someone just staring back at you.
I would have waited till he crawled out, crying, I'm sorry. Then I would have ran and jumped on my bed and used it as a springboard to like drop kick him right in the face.
Yeah, but
anyway, that is terrifying.
That is terrifying to happen. Some people are just like, did this really happen or did it not happen? But hey, there was a news article that I found that led me to this Reddit post. So it's like,
people are weird. I wouldn't doubt it.
See, is there any pictures or anything?
Pictures of the guy underneath there. Hey, how's it going?
But yeah, that was the strange article that I found on the New York Post. the roommate sleeping under my bed for months.
Terrifying.
I mean, I would have gotten the, I
F
guess,
out of there.
I mean, when he said like, I'm not interested, and he's just like, oh, we'll see. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, now you're making me uncomfortable, but yet whatever the situation was, it seemed like he couldn't really just like move out at the time.
Well, he only has a month left on his lease.
I mean, now he can
stay at that Dunkin' Donuts for the next month.
Well, he's crashing at a friend's house, so hopefully they'll let him stay for like that whole month.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if you or a loved one have had somebody sleep underneath your bed without your knowledge, comment down below. Let us know how it went.
Have I ever done that to anybody? Did like scare them? Like
I've done it to scare people. I'll grab their ankle, but I don't stay under there.
No, I don't think I've done that.
All right. Well, thank you for that news article. Now I'm going to check under my bed every night like I already do.
That's why I have Coda.
Yeah. And
Coda
if someone's there, he will tell you.
Yeah. Tried to use the bathroom earlier and heard you come in and he wouldn't shut up.
All right. So let's go on to my last strange news article, which is about a mystery machine in Maryland. All right. So there is a county in Maryland called Dorchester County. And back in 1953, a small group of individuals got together and they decided to start preserving the history of that area of Maryland. So they created the Dorchester County Historical Society. And over the years, this historical society has developed a research center, museum, lecture hall, and even a library. And anyone can go to it. Now, a lot of individuals or corporations have donated old historical artifacts to the museum and to the society itself. And these items will be placed in the museum for display so that others can like see it and enjoy it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this is where the topic starts off for us today. So back in the 1990s, someone donated an old ass machine to this historical museum. At the time, individuals who worked at the museum had no idea what this machine was. All they knew is that it was over 100 years old. So instead of putting this machine on display in their museum with a note that says, "We don't know what the fuck this is," they stuck it in the back and just let it sit there. Well, it did sit there for a little over 30 years. And then on October 30th of this year, which was only a few weeks ago, the Dorchester County Historical Society went on Facebook and they made a post. The post was a picture of a mysterious machine composed of a flat ceramic countertop and two spinning objects that resembled rolling pins. Basically, it looks like a table, and it looks like a sewing machine on a table, but instead of it having like an engine for the sewing machine, it's just like rolling pins. One's flat and smooth on the bottom, and the top one has like nodules on it.
Hmm.
The Facebook post stated, "Can you identify this machine? It has a new motor, but everything else is around 100 years old. What local industry would have used it?" And here's a photograph of it right here. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should. But if you don't have access to YouTube for some odd reason, like if you live in North Korea, you can go to our website, theoriesofthethirdkind.com, click on today's episode, and you can see a photograph of this machine. And you can see the engine down below on the bottom part of the table. It's fairly new, but everything else is ancient on this thing.
You know what it is?
Do you know what it is?
I have an inkling of an idea.
All right, what do you think it is?
So it looks like the only thing that throws me off is the top rolling pin, which I feel like that is actually one that's interchangeable. But when people wash clothes and stuff, what they would do is they needed a way to wring it out. Instead of twisting the clothes and all that, they could put it through this, and this one, I guess, has a little motor to it to make it automatic, so they didn't have to use the hand crank. As they put it in there, they crank it, and then they grab the other side and pull it through, and while they do that, it wrings all the water out.
Now, that would make sense if the top one was flat, but the top one's not flat. It has nodules.
I'm thinking this isn't just for clothes. This was something a little bit thicker, maybe pillows or something like that.
Well, that's a good theory, but it's not it.
No.
So the Facebook post ended up going viral, and since the post was made, there have been multiple theories. Like Dan said, some people think it was a way to wash clothes. Another theory was that it was a meat tenderizer. Another theory is that it was a leather working tool. Basically, you put leather through it, and I don't know how that works. Now, the most popular theory that's pretty much being accepted right now is that the machine was intended to make beaten biscuits. And this one is like supported by the Historical Society. They stated that beaten biscuits were once popular in Maryland around that time frame and were known for their dense texture. The machine may have been intended to simplify the dough making process, which traditionally involved using an axe to beat the dough on a stump to remove air pockets. So instead of beating it on a stump to remove air pockets, they would take the dough and turn on the machine and run the dough through the machine to get the air pockets out of it. And the Historical Society isn't 100% sure that is what the machine is used for. So as of today, the mystery still remains as to what this machine is and was used for. But they think it was to make beaten biscuits.
That's the one to make beaten biscuits. So pretty much it's just like how I was imagining the top one still being a normal roller. Because if you look at those biscuits, they're flat biscuits. Those wouldn't come out flat biscuits with that top one. So that top one's throwing me off for sure.
If you or a loved one know what this machine was used for, comment down below. Let us know. I think it was a torture device. I think back in the day, if you got caught doing something, you'd have to stick your penis in that.
It would hurt.
Or a titty in it, if you're a woman. Or you could, never mind. Not even going to go there. All right.
I mean, there's another one that's on a different site that's up for auction. Marble top, but the top roller is just like the bottom one.
Flat.
Yeah. Smooth.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah, I don't know what the top one. It throws me off big time.
I would say it's like a meat tenderizer.
I would go with that. A meat tenderizer.
You know what they should do? They should take swabs of the rolling pins and submit those for analysis to see what chemical compound comes back.
That, and there's probably some residue stuff still on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my last article. And I pass the reins to you to tell us your last one, which involves
baking.
Baking as well.
Oh, I laugh, but because it's so. So yeah, this last article is one that I mentioned when we first got to Las Vegas that I've been keeping an eye on. And honestly, not a lot has been said about it still, which is very odd.
Yeah.
So this news article actually happened a couple weeks ago where a 19-year-old Walmart employee was found baked to death in a walk-in oven. That's right. Baked to death. Very grotesque death. So on October 19th, 2024, 19-year-old Gorsimran Kaur, who had just recently moved to Canada with her mother from the UK. They both had gotten a job at the Walmart in Halifax, Canada. On that Saturday, Kaur's mother was searching all over Walmart for Kaur, but could not find her, and no matter how much she called her cell phone, she was not getting an answer. So for several hours, they say an hour to 2 hours, that she ran around the store looking for her, could not find her. It wouldn't be till around 9:20 p.m. when 911 received a call that they had found someone, an employee, in the walk-in oven.
Wait, hold on, back up. So 19-year-old Gorsimran Kaur moved to Canada with her mom.
From the UK.
From the UK. They both got a job at Walmart.
Correct.
And then on October 19th, her mother showed up to Walmart and was
she was working.
She was working. Her mother was working.
They were both working.
They were both working, and her mother was trying to locate Gorsam Ram Kaur, the daughter.
Yep. So I'm guessing, since it was like around 9:20, I'm guessing their shift ended. She was probably looking forward so they could go home.
And she had not seen her.
Had not seen her. No one else had seen her. Couldn't call her cell phone. No answer.
Okay.
Could not locate her.
All right.
And that is when her mother had found her body in the walk-in oven.
Jesus Christ. There's a big enough oven there at Walmart for you to walk into? What the fuck were they baking? Life-size cakes?
That's the thing. This oven, even though it's a walk-in, it's really not that big.
That's what she said.
Every day. Anyways, yeah. So 911 said that a call stated that a young woman was trapped inside the oven, but in this article, it said that the sources told the media that the oven does not lock. The police are investigating this death of Kaur, the girl, the 19-year-old, but state that it's a very complex investigation.
Ow!
Because they honestly have no leads. They have nothing.
You got Walmart security cameras. You could take a camera and zoom it all the way in and read the barcodes.
Do you think Walmart has all of their cameras working?
No, because every now and then they'd be like, oh, we don't have. So I used to work security for Walmart, and the cameras in the front never worked. Like the cameras that. So they got cameras fucking everywhere, like everywhere.
They're everywhere, but are they plugged in?
The cameras that. So right when you walk into Walmart, they'll have cameras in the front that go down onto that front driveway area where people walk out. Those never worked at the Walmart in Franklin, in Waco, Texas. So I'm guessing none of their cameras worked, or
none of the cameras that really mattered worked, I guess.
Mm.
So they had no leads. Now, what kind of confused everyone about it is, like I said, the oven door does not lock. There's a bunch of videos and posts that you can find on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and all that, where there's Walmart employees demonstrating how to operate this oven, like how to open the door and everything after this happened. There's videos of Walmart employees taking the door and trying to slam it, and it will go to start slamming it, then it will stop and slowly go.
So it's one of the ones that has like the
you have to
anti-slam hinges where the hinges stops it, and you have to really push hard.
Correct.
Okay.
And supposedly there is a emergency latch on the inside in case something does happen.
So we had a walk-in freezer, and the walk-in freezer at the grocery store I used to work at was exactly like that.
Yep. The hotel I worked at, they had one like that.
It had a bar on the inside, and if you got locked in, you could take the bar and push it, and it had an emergency open where it would open up the door.
The one I worked at, door, the first time it closed, I'm like, oh shit. It doesn't have like a door handle or anything on the inside. It's a round like knob, but all you had to do was like hit it.
That's what ours was, but ours was like deep inside, so you had to take a rod and hit
Oh yeah,
it,
this one had like, I guess the already thing attached to it, so all you had to do was like kind of hit it, and it would open it up.
Yeah.
So I did freak out because I'm just like, never been in a walk-in freezer like that, and that shit happened.
I used to go inside there and eat ice creams, and then people would reach in to grab their sodas or whatever, and I'd grab their hand, and they'd fucking be like, ah!
That's how you get a gun pulled on you. Yeah, like they were showing videos on how this worked. And then one of the employees, they're just like, they don't know how she was able to fit in there without a struggle. She's like, this employee says, I'm 5'1", medium-sized build. I barely fit inside this thing.
Damn.
So it was a tight fit for pretty much anybody.
I'm not going to say it.
Which is very suspicious and leads to many of the Walmart employees thinking that someone had forced her into the oven and pushed the door closed and then turned it on. Because you have to turn it on from the outside.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, of course, the police, they're just saying, don't, spread any misinformation. Don't come up with any theories because we don't know anything yet. I mean, the Walmart employees probably know the oven best, considering most of them work with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that. But that Walmart did close down for right now. The people that were scheduled to work there, they're actually getting paid, while the store's closed. And I think that sooner or later, I think they're going to reopen it. But like,
Are they going to give tours of the area where the lady burned to death?
they're removing that oven.
Oh, okay.
And
What is Zach Baggins buying it?
probably because it's probably haunted now. But yeah, they opened or not opened. They started like a GoFundMe to actually bring the father and brother over.
Who's they started it? Who's they?
The
employees?
No, the Sikh or the Sikh community.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, it's just the mother here by herself now.
Walmart should fund that.
They really should.
Fucking $1 billion company.
But I think they had it, the GoFundMe go for like 50,000. They've already tripled that. I think it's probably even more now. So, but from what I heard, that the father and the brother are over here now with the mother.
That's good.
Yeah, I think they were stuck in India. But yeah, police are still investigating it. They have no leads. They don't, like, there's nothing on this.
You figured what they could do. If I was a detective, I would say pull all camera footage.
There has to be something.
I would get a list of all the employees working that day. I would have them give me proof that they were there. I would then take all the camera footage and I would watch each employee and log where they were at from the time to see where they were going in the camera to when I could no longer see them.
Mm-hmm.
And I would log that for each employee so that I could map out where each of them was on a map and then figure out who was not in camera view during the time of death. And then that would bring the list down shorter. And then I would start interviewing employees saying, hey, where was this person at this time? Where was this person at this time?
The only thing, though, is you've seen the Walmart. Like, there's nothing stopping a customer from just walking right back into the baking area.
Yeah. So
it's like, but then again, like you said, pull all the camera things. You should see somebody going into that area.
Yeah, you should have a list of individuals who are unaccounted for during that time period. Someone's got to know something.
Someone's got to know something. And I don't know. In my mind, I'm starting to think, what if the mother did it?
I was thinking that as well.
Just for
I didn't want to say it though.
Just for the fact,
this little bitch.
How do you know to look? How do you know to look into the walk-in oven? But then, like, I don't know.
She's looking everywhere for her.
I mean, do you go up to it and be just like, "Are you in there?" Like,
I mean, if she was working in the bakery, maybe that was one of her job duties to clean that out or to.
I mean, it's possible.
I don't know.
Yeah, just like
it's odd.
It kind of made me question, like, how did the mother find her in that, of all places? But
guarantee you, OSHA's involved. Or never mind, this is Canada.
But yeah, that investigation's pretty much is at a standstill. From what I've read, they have nothing.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Well, hopefully they figure out who did it.
I hope so, because that is a hell of a way to go.
It is. I hope that family gets some peace.
Sad to think about, but like, do you think you would have heard the screams though, or something?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No. You got to think because
the
oven, the seals, soundproof because it's the noise it would make from turning on. They want to.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think you would have. Well, if you or a loved one have been cooked inside of an oven to death, comment down below. Let us know how that went.
Let us know if we need to get Aaron to use a Ouija board and talk to you some more.
What happened? What setting did you have the bakery on?
At what temp did they get you?
Who held the door closed? It was your mother.
Honestly, I don't know much about that door. I never worked with a walk-in oven.
No.
But that...
Okay. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for that strange news article. Dan, do you have any others you would like to mention before we roll it out?
I did find one other that I thought was kind of funny.
Okay.
It involved another 19-year-old. But this one didn't die. And not cooked or anything like that. But this 19-year-old had a dream. Had a dream of being a doctor. And she said, screw going to school for it. I'm just going to go to a hospital and be a doctor.
A lot of people done that. I got my YouTube degree in chiropractor.
Oh, no.
Chiropractic.
This 19-year-old, she went in there and she actually helped patients.
Oh, Jesus.
She went in there and dressed up as a doctor. No one said anything to her. She just randomly went to the hospital, threw on like little doctor's coat.
I think that's a felony.
It is.
Impersonation.
And she went in there and she helped a couple patients. There was one patient that she helped that was He was arrested for something, and there's 2 cops there, and she decided to help him. She had no fear of being caught. And they don't know still what she gave him, because supposedly she got a syringe full of something and pretty much shot it into his mouth. So they don't know what they really gave him, but it didn't cause him any harm. But she pretty much went in there first day. Nobody said nothing to her. So she left, and she's like, all right, wait a couple days, go back and do it again. That's when she got caught, because they're just like, who the hell are you? Because I think she walked in there, and like this time she had like props on. She had like a stethoscope and all that on and everything. But then they're just like, you're not a doctor here. So they didn't catch her the first time where she actually helped patients, or not really help, but just talk to them and all that. But
Man, no social anxiety, no worries.
none whatsoever. And to help somebody that has 2 cops beside him, he just went in there pretending to be a doctor.
So I'm guessing she got arrested.
She got arrested.
Good for her.
Yeah. Hey, she got to live her dream though.
Yeah, free will.
Yeah. How long did she get? This happened in
2 years of it.
West London. She was only recently sentenced to 12 months of probation and 15 days of rehab activities.
God damn, not even actual prison time. She gets probation.
Though the woman's lawyer tried to paint her as a young migrant who simply wanted to fulfill her lifelong dream of being a doctor without really endangering anyone. Yet, you go in there and you act like a doctor in like an emergency room.
She would have got 2 to 5 years here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dude, just think though, like you're in an emergency room and this doctor comes in, introduces themselves and such, and they try to help you out, and you find out it's not even a doctor.
Yeah. Doctor helps you out and then leaves, and another one comes in. You're like, oh, yeah, I already seen that doctor. Like, what doctor?
There's no doctor named that here. It's like, oh.
Man.
Speaking of YouTube, this article said, like, we have covered similar cases before, such as that of the fake doctor who used YouTube tutorials to operate on patients.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a doctor who did that.
Yeah.
It's a strange world. Well, if you or a loved one have been operated on or seen by a fake doctor and you would like to share your story, comment down below. We would love to hear it. But with that being said, that is the end of Strange News 10 and the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed it, and we love you and we are proud of you.
That's right.
So with that being said, Dan, would you like to roll us out?
Sure will. It's okay to be out of this world with your thoughts.
Because you are not alone.
Boom.
Boom.